Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today is September 2nd, 2017, and it's such a pleasure for me to cook for you today. So today I'm going to be making some turkey, and I'm going to be making some white some navy bean sauce pwa. It's white. These are white kidney beans, and I'm going to be making this. I'm going to be making Sos Pwa Blanc. Okay, so I'm going to wash these beans, and then I'm going to soak them. They are pretty costly, but what I suggest you do is that you buy the big format, the big bag. This is the big bag. This is 4 kilograms. So you guys, it's more cost efficient when you do it that way. So I have my spices here because I have my meat, which I'm going to be making turkey. I've already washed it with lemons and vinegar, and now it's just waiting to be seasoned. So here we go. I'm going to put it, oh, it's a little heavy. Okay. Once you washed it, I washed it really clean, and then I washed it with hot boiling water. I poured hot boiling water over it with vinegar, salt, and again with lots of lemon juice. Right here I have my garlic. I have like about 5 cloves of garlic, seasoned salt. And then I have another special seasoning, épices du chef, right here. And then I have a little bit of rum. That's like about a tablespoon and a half. I have my fresh thyme that goes in there. My scotch bonnet. My cloves. Let me try to get all of my cloves in there. And you can always fish these out later, guys. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my épices blended to this. And I am also going to be adding some sriracha. And then I'm going to let this marinate. I'm going to go get the épices because I'm going to blend it right now. And I'm just going to add it to this. And then I'm going to start boiling my meat. My kidney beans, on the other hand, I'm not going to be cooking today. I'm just going to soak them overnight, and then I will boil it. I'm going to add garlic, fresh garlic, and I'll keep them whole. I'll keep the cloves whole, even with the casings on. And I'm going to add parsley, and I'm going to add fresh thyme, no salt. I will not boil this with salt. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like once I put everything together, which will be tomorrow, Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and then I'll show you guys what it looked like. I just want to show you guys the meat is starting to boil. I just tasted it, and it needs a little bit of salt. So I'm going to add, I'm not adding salt, but I'm putting bouillon base in it. Chicken bouillon base for flavoring. But I want to show you guys my beans. It's starting to boil over. See the garlic, and I'm going to add scallions. The green onions here is 3 stalks. I'm going to go back and put this on the heat on low. So once I put my bouillon base, I'm just going to stir it. And again, this is turkey. I just take this so it don't break. I don't want it to break. I just want the flavor. Oh. I got a clean. And now I'm going to stir my beans. And I'm going to start taking the foam off of it. It's just this is just what it does naturally. Nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out, and then I'm going to put my beans on low because it has a tendency of overflowing. So I left it all with the skin. You can see that. See, I put a whole one in there. And that's for gas. But I like to leave the skin on when I boil my beans. I don't like to take it off. But let's skim off the top and remove all of this. And this will go on for like about an hour, okay? Because these are not cooked at all, but they're beautiful. And they're really, really good. I'm not gonna cover my beans just yet. I'm gonna let the water recede a little bit. And then I'm gonna cover my meat though. Excuse me, come on. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna add, I just stirred it up a little, and I'm gonna add a little bit more water to this. Like about, because my water is also gonna be my gravy. So the beans are still going. Just leave it alone. Stir it a bit, that's what I did. And then we're gonna let them cook for about an hour. Okay, so what I've done is I've removed the meat from the water that was boiling. Here it is. And I'm gonna bake this in the oven and just brown it. I'll put it on broil for about like about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll put a little bit of vegetable oil on top of it just to help it brown up quicker. And I won't put it directly underneath the heat, but I will put it on the second shelf. Okay, so I just took them out of the oven, and I have my my bell peppers that I'm going to saute with some onions to start on the sauce. So I'm just going to start flipping these over, you guys. Okay, so I've turned them over, and now I'm going to throw them back into the oven so this side could get browned. Okay, so here we go, guys. I had to lower the flame because it started to brown. And I washed my pot out. I'm just going to let this fry. And then I'm going to add my tomato paste. I'm going to open up the can in a minute. And then I have my chopped onions that I'm going to add to this. Let that saute really, really well. Okay, and I'm going to add about, this is about 3 cloves of garlic. Right in the smack in the center. And a saute to turn it. And then I'm going to add about a heaping tablespoon and a half of tomato paste. Not too much, about a tablespoon and a half. You're gonna stir this continuously, but since the tomato paste it's a paste, just add a couple drops of water to it so it can dissipate. Can you see what it looked like? You gotta melt it down. Lower your fire as well. And now I'm ready to put in the water that boiled the meat. That's the water. Oh, it's hot. Oh, God. I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to let it simmer. I'm going to re-add my not seasoning, just a little bit of fresh sprigs of thyme. Okay, so I just removed the meat from the oven. It was under broil. So I'm going to transfer this into this bowl right here that had the water boiling into it. And I'm going to put the rest of the meat that wasn't... that didn't fit into here. And then I have my sauce here that's about to start boiling. Okay, it's at a rapid boil here, the sauce. Sprig of thyme. And then I'm going to add 2 cloves to add to this. Let me get the cloves. Added 3. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit, less than a teaspoon of pepper sauce. Matuk, the yellow one. So you need a little bit more heat. Okay? And then I'm going to transfer my meat. So I'm just transferring the meat into it slowly and gently. Alright. Let me get my spoon. And I'm going to stir it just a little. Because this is about ready. And I'm going to add the other meats to it. Just so we can finish. Okay? So let me get the rest of the other ones in the oven. So you guys, my sauce is simmering. I want to show you guys. I usually pull the bones out as best as I can. And all I do is I put a scissor in to hold on to the bone. And I pull them out. Attends mon amour. My daughter is calling me. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Alright, so let this simmer. And then I'm going to add some crushed garlic again to it. And I'm going to add some fresh onion slices to this. And you can see that it's thick. The sauce is already thickened. It's not watery at all. And I've used 3 pieces of the 3 parts of the turkey. So that's the thigh, the leg, and the wing. And the wing is what gives it like a stickiness, like a heavy. It thickens up your sauce quickly. When you use it, but you'll notice when you use the leg and the thigh, your sauce will take longer to thicken up, but the wings will make your sauce nice and thick and that nice sticky consistency. It's because of the wing. I just uncovered my beans. My sauce is here. My beans, just to show you guys where I'm at, and it's nice and whole. I taste it to see if it's soft. I like it super soft. But what in order for it to blend very well and get the most out of your navy beans. But I've added on the side, I had taken some of it out. These are pretty much cooked, so I took some of it out, which is going to go towards the end. These will not be grounded up, but these will be the beans that I'll use at the end when my beans are completely completely cooked and sauteed. So I'll show you guys what this looks like. To me, it's still not at the point where it needs to be blended and smooth. So I'm going to show you what it looks like as soon as this is completely cooked. It's not completely cooked like I want it yet. So, okay guys, here again, this is some of the leftover meat that was in the oven. Okay, so pay attention. This is what I'm doing. I'm putting the scissor towards the very end, the bottom, and I'm going to just pull it. If I can't, right here in this one has tendons, and this is from the leg. It has tendons, so what you do is just go to the bottom, snip it off, okay? Again, pull it. Oops. It's starting to get crispy. You can just pull it off. I just hate the look of it, and that's why there you go. I didn't even have to like really do anything to that one. Just try to pull it as much and you'll see. Here it is. You see the tendon is already on top of that? Just take it out. Flip it over and try to see if you can find the bones. Because especially when you have children eating this, they tend to like float in your sauce and I don't like that. So this is it, guys. We'll show you. Okay. So now that I've removed those bones, because like I said, I can't stand it, I'm going to add the rest of the garlic that I chopped up, which is about 2 cloves. And then I put it in the water because of the mortar pesto, so it could dissipate like really well quickly. I want it to like give it all the flavors. If it needs pepper, you guys, or if you need salt, taste it now. Mine's, I'm not going to put too much. So it doesn't have a lot of sodium. So if a person suffered from high blood pressure, this would be fine because there's not a lot of sodium in this at all. And it's a good quantity. It's a good amount of meat. But I'm not going to add any more salt to this or any more peppers. I did add another Scotch bonnet, and I got to go fish it out because I don't want it to be too spicy so that my kids won't. Although my kids like it, but my daughter at one point when it's too spicy, she won't eat it anymore. So here it is. I'm going to cut up my green bell peppers now. Okay, so you guys, here's the sauce. It's on a low simmer. And I'm not going to submerge my onions in there, but I am going to just put the sauce over it. And then I'm going to be turning my fire off. So you can put it in, but you got to pull it right out. You don't want your onions to be soggy. see the bell peppers that I just put in there already as well. Just pour the sauce, you know. Alright, so you guys, this is it. The sauce is completely done. Once you put the onion on it, that's it. It's over. Nothing. Oops. Oh. It's over for that. And the flame, turn it off. And this is it. Now we'll wait for the beans to be cooked because that's still not done yet. Remove that. You can see the color of the liquid that's boiling. The beans have really changed. It's like more, it's thicker. And then now you know, look at the beans, how they've really like broken apart. So I don't know, you guys, something happened in my blender. Whereas it just has a mind of its own. So what I'm going to do is, and it's a Cuisinart too, so I don't know. It's really acting weird. So what I'm doing now is that I'm going to pour the beans in here. And then I'm going to do it by hand. I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mash it like I'm mashing potatoes. Okay, I drained the water, and the water, I put it back in the pot. So now all I'm doing now is just, I'm going to crush this completely and make it smooth. Okay, look at that. Look how it's creaming. It's coming along. Okay, just keep smashing it as thin as possible. Okay, you guys, so I threw the beans in here. Okay, and I'm going to change my pot. I have to wash the pot out. It's just me. So I like for my beans to be nice and whole. They're cooked, but here we go. I added the water that boiled the beans, and now I'm going to put it through a strainer. And it's going to give me like a creamy sauce. Okay. Gosh, if my blender was working. If your blender's working, this is like less of a problem, but you got to go through this, and it's really tedious. It takes a lot of work, but this is how they do it in the motherland. Right now it's going. Remember, the other beans are on the bottom. And I'm going to let it go all the way, strain it completely, and then I'm going to start the process again with some cold water. Okay, so I changed my pot, and this is the first, one of the parts that's been crushed with the water that boiled the beans. So here we go again. Just wash my hands again here. And then I'm going to put it through the strainer. And I want you guys to see how thick it is once it's been strained. I'll show you. Okay, can you see this? Look how thick that is. So I'm going to put it on the flame. So what I've done is that once I've removed the bean, because what happens is that you're crushing it to remove the inside of the bean, because you know that the bean has an outside layer, like a little thin, and this is what it looks like. See that? So you want to remove that, and what I'm going to do again is I'm going to go back again, and I'm going to crush it again to see if I can squeeze some more of the flesh of the bean. And then I'm going to put a little bit of more water in it. And then I'm going to put it through the strainer again. And then I'm going to put it to be boiled, to thicken up. Okay, so what I'm doing here, guys, is like I'm really like pulverizing it. This is the last one. And you can see that it's different. See the casing? You can see the skin of the bean, the navy bean. And then you see, that's the liquid that's coming out. So after this is done. I called my mother. I was like, Mom, my blender broke. And I'm making sauce pwa. She was like, oh, well, you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to have to do it by hand. I said, yeah, I know. That's what I'm doing. So I did use the masher, but now I'm using this to like really, really remove the pulp, the inside of the navy bean. It's just a little bit of water. And you guys got to be careful, like because this particular navy bean, it burns quickly. So you got to keep it like on a medium-low heat. So you can't be rushing through it. You cannot. If I had blended this, all I would have to do is put all the beans in the blender and then put it through this. Excuse you. That's rude.
What?
My son is recording, so excuse me. So now this is pretty much done. I'm gonna take my spoon now, and then I'm gonna so this has been cooking like over an hour, you guys. And you'll notice that you're done. And you can see this is completely done. You see? This is done. There are no more beans in here. Pretty much this is the shells, the garlic. And that's and I'm gonna just put it in the pot. Mute it for me. You can mute it. Can you see how I just really juiced that? It takes time, you guys, but it's really, really worth it. Now, this is on medium high, number 4, and then I'm gonna let it reduce, and then it's gonna reduce and thicken up nicely to put over our white rice. Once this is about at that thickening, it's starting to get thick, I'll start on my rice. I don't want my rice to be being cooked on the stove too long, otherwise it'll start making that crunchy part underneath, the crispy. It'll start, and I don't want too much of that. And my rice it'll have a tendency of being mushy. So you just want to make sure you make your rice once your beans are almost at the point of being completed. And I'll show you guys what it looked like when it's totally completely done. I also meant to say, don't forget, you have to stir it. So make sure you stir in between as it boils so it don't get stuck to the bottom and it burn. Because like I said, it'll scorch quickly. So you have to stir this occasionally. It's about to come up to a boil. I just stirred it, but just make sure you stir it consistently. Also, some people like to put coconut in it. This would be the time for you to add your coconut cream to it. Not the sweet one, but this is the time that you would add the coconut to it. If you're adding coconut, I'm going to be adding a little bit, about a tablespoon of salt, and I'm going to be adding a sprig of thyme to this. Okay, guys, so I added bell pepper. Just a quarter of bell pepper. So now that I noticed that my bean sauce is getting a little bit thicker, now I'm going to add my rice. I'm going to put the water to boil. There goes the water. The water's on. And then I'm going to add some salt to the water so it can bring it up to a quick boil. That's about 2 tablespoons of salt, not too much. And now I'm going to just wait for it to come up to a boil. And then I'm going to wash my rice. I'm not going to wash my rice just yet. I'm going to wait for the water to come up to a boil. And then I'm going to put my rice in. And I'm making 4 cups of rice, which is honestly about 6 cups of rice, forgive me. And this is about 12 cups of water. So I want to explain something. When Haitians tell you they're making 6 cups of rice, this is what they mean. But this would be, I'm making 4 cups. So if you're using the real cup that you use for measurements, it would be 6, which would be equivalent to about 4 of these cups. Okay? Okay, so the water's coming to a rapid boil. So I've just added the rice in there after I've given it that good 3 washes. And then I'm going to see, I'm probably going to have to remove some water because I do not like my rice mushy. I like my rice to be nice and flaky. And then my bean sauce is coming up to that nice thickness that I want. So I'm going to add some butter to it. About 2 tablespoons, okay? And let that reduce again. I'm going to give it a nice stir. Go on the bottom. So this doesn't have a lot of sodium at all. If somebody tasted it, they was like, oh, it don't have any salt. But you know what? The rice have the salt. The sauce, the meat that I made has sauce. So if somebody wants, they can always add their own salt to it. But The less salt that you put include in your diet, the better it is for you. So feel free to add more sodium to this as you wish. That is up to you. It's entirely up to you. So you can see how the bean is nice. It's nicely coating the spoon. Look at that. There you go. That's how you know your bean, your Sos Pwa Blanc is ready. Alright, so this is it. I'm going to turn off the fire and my bean sauce is done, you guys. So I'm stirring the rice and then I'm going to remove some of the water and then I'm going to add some oil to it, some vegetable oil. Okay. Don't stir this too much, you guys. Otherwise your rice is going to be mushy. Okay. And then I'm going to let this water completely dry up and then I'm going to cover it and put it on a low simmer until it's completely done and cooked. And you guys, my camera just died on me, so I have my sauce pot over here. I changed the pot again and then here's my sauce. Let's plate this up, you guys, and see the outcome. There you have it, you guys. This is it and it's ready to be served. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Please come back. Bon appetit. Enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe. My Sunday meal. May God bless you and have a wonderful week. Take care now, guys.